everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be filming a video that was very hard for me to film. I got really frustrated throughout this video. I basically am applying a full face of products that I do not like. Products that I do not recommend, products that I will never use again after this video. It was a total shit show. I'm just gonna say it. It was not good. And I had some struggles along the way, and I had to take a little brief break, because here's the thing: when you're doing your makeup and you know everything's going good and you might grab a product that just doesn't work very good and you kind of have to work through it, I used a full face of products that don't work good. So I had to like work through every single step, and it was frustrating. Like I just started getting really frustrated, but I'm good now. I'm good. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I only created this video because this is a video of all high-end brands and products that I would never recommend you spend your hard-earned money on. And there's a few products in here that I've talked about that I don't like. One is the, where did that shitty foundation go? Where did she go? I almost threw her in the toilet. This is the Hyaluronic Hydra foundation. And you guys have heard me talk about not liking this foundation, but I wanted to show you why I don't like it. It's not good. It's not good. The shade range is horrible, but the foundation is even worse. If you can imagine the foundation being worse than the shade range, imagine it, because it's bad. I also use the new Armani Luminous Silk Concealer, and I kind of go through and explain why I don't like this concealer and why it does not work for me personally and what I need out of a concealer. We all have different needs out of our makeup, and some of us need more things than others, and this concealer doesn't cut it for me. I will get into all of that in the video. It's going to be a while before I film another one of these because this was not fun. So without further ado, let's jump into the makeup tutorial. Okay, so let's jump into this full face of products that I don't like. And each product I'm going to explain as I'm applying them, why I don't like it. And some of these I haven't used for a while, so it'll be curious to see if my opinion has changed on them or whatever. But there are a few that I can say that I didn't actually not like them. I just don't use them that much. So there are a few of those, but wanted to try to focus this video on high-end products that I have that I just don't like. So let's get started. First things first, we're gonna talk about this foundation from Tarte. There's several reasons why I don't like it. I think the number one reason why I don't like it is the shade range is obnoxiously ridiculous. This is the shade 400 Warm, which is a warm medium. This is kind of light. The problem is there's only a few shades darker than this. The right shade in this foundation for me, I would have had to probably buy the second to the darkest shade. And that is ridiculous. So the shade range is ridiculous, bottom line. And that's number one. But number two, you're not missing out on anything. For those of you that were completely left out and forgotten about when it came to the shade range, you're not missing out because it's a bad foundation. But I've actually never applied it on camera. So I wanted to take the opportunity to apply it on camera, show you guys up close the reasons why I don't like the foundation. I've tried it with several different primers. I just cannot get this foundation to work for me. So we're gonna apply it today. I'm not going anywhere, obviously. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and apply my Bobbi Brown. I use this on every foundation, you guys know that, but it kind of allows the foundation to really blend good and like melt into my skin, which is what I want, because I'm always looking for that more natural foundation look. And you know, I don't want my foundation to look heavy. I don't want it to look thick. I don't want it to look cakey. I want it to look as natural as possible. Okay, so when I bought the foundation, they sent the sponge along for free, which was really nice of them. So I have the sponge. I'm also going to use a brush. Now I have been using my Hourglass, this is the Vanish brush, I think, but I'm gonna use this brush from Sonia G. This is the base 1 brush. I'm going to use this brush. This brush is a brush that I will reach for with those more difficult foundations where I really want a little bit more of an airbrush look. The reason why I don't use this brush very often is because once it gets dirty, it shows brush marks really bad. And so it's a brush that after the second or third use, you really need to clean it. And because I'm so bad at cleaning my brushes, I never do that. And you know, like with this brush, I can use this several times before I need to clean it, which is bad. I need to clean my brushes more, but I don't got time, you guys. Like I barely have time to keep up on what the hell I'm doing on a daily basis, let alone finding some time to clean my damn brushes. For those of you that find the time to clean your brushes, hallelujah, you guys are kick-ass because I suck at it. I'm gonna give this a good shake. It comes in a dropper, so it's one of those dropper foundations, and you know, which I'm totally fine with that serum type of foundation. This is like 1.5 drops, and as you can see, it's a runnier foundation, which is fine. I'm just gonna dip my brush into a little bit of it and start blending it out. Now this shade is a little bit too light for me, however, once I get the rest of my makeup on, it actually doesn't look too bad. I always prefer my foundations to be a little bit darker, but this is okay. So I'm just gonna blend this out like I normally would. I'm gonna drag it as much as I possibly can. It does kind of have a strong, like, gosh, I can't think of the scent. It's a perfumey scent, and it's strong. It's kind of strong like the YSL. You know how the YSL foundations always have that scent? That's kind of what this reminds me of. So I'm just gonna do a thin layer and drag it as much as I can. This is the time I go in with my sponge. I'm gonna show you in just a minute. Once I get it tapped out, once I get it blended out, you know, you're gonna see why I don't like this foundation. I don't like the way it blends out. I think it sits on top of the skin. I don't think it blends into the skin at all. Now I blended this and blended it and blended it and blended it. But what starts to happen is that it starts to kind of build up in these areas that you can kind of see where it doesn't melt into the skin. It just kind of sits on top. I hope it's pulling up. I don't know that it's going to. Maybe I should turn off the ring light. But can you guys see the way that it kind of gathers around the hairline? Doesn't look good. And let me shut off the ring light. I think the ring light is making this look pretty. But even like over my wrinkles, I don't know, it just does not look good. This is not complimentary on those who have dry skin, mature skin. If you have oily skin, you might like this because it does have that powdery finish. But if you are dry like I am, like this shows all of my wrinkles right here. I wish that you guys could see exactly how bad this looks. It looks patchy and blotchy, and it attaches to my wrinkles right here. And it emphasizes wrinkles or texture. It emphasizes the skin in ways that I would be depressed if I wore this every day. Like I would never want to look in the mirror. It does not make my skin look good and fresh and young. It's the exact opposite of that. Okay, so I hope that that was helpful for you guys, because that will officially be the last time that I apply the foundation, and I cannot return it. So there's that. Now, the next product I want to talk about is this concealer from Giorgio Armani. I recently discussed this, I think, in my favorites and fails of March. The reason why I don't like this concealer is it doesn't have enough coverage. It does have a beautiful luminous look to it, but for me personally, I need the coverage, and I don't get coverage with this. This is a pretty light coverage concealer. In that video, I said that I wanted to try it with my Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magic Vanish Corrector. I have it in the shade medium 2, which is more of like a peachy shade. The trick to this is not used very much. I've read a lot of reviews on this, and a lot of the reviews I'm seeing as people like using it as an actual concealer, and I'm like, it's a corrector, it's a color corrector, it's not a concealer, and you don't want to use very much of it. My thought was, in order to see if I like this concealer and maybe help it for me to enjoy it, I thought, well, maybe I could use a color corrector to correct the color and then use this to go over top of it and make it really pretty. We'll see. So I'm going to take this brush from Sigma. This is the P87 Edge Precision brush from Sigma. It's a great brush. So I'm going to go into this Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm gonna place a little bit of that on those dark circles just to correct it. That's all I'm using the product for, is to correct the dark circle. Now I'm gonna go in with the concealers. It has a bigger applicator on it, as you can see. So, and I know a lot of you guys really like this concealer, and don't get me wrong, I think it's very luminous. It is a luminous concealer. I think it's pretty, but it just doesn't have any daggum coverage, you know? Like, I probably should not have put any color corrector on this side so you guys could see the difference, huh? Maybe I will do that. So right away, I can tell you, it looks a lot better with a color corrector. It looks much more natural with a color corrector. Okay, so I wiped off the color corrector on this side. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like without the color corrector and with the color corrector. So let's go ahead and put some here. I do appreciate how thin the formula is. I just get absolutely no coverage. And I'm like, what was the point of applying it? It's just a very natural concealer at the end of the day. And I think it just all depends on, you know, our own individual needs. Do you need a lot of coverage? This is what it looks like without. So I still have all that darkness coming in. And on this side, it looks a little bit more flawless. Let me turn off the ring light. I think the ring light just makes everything look good. Okay, so this side is with the Magic Corrector. This is without. So you can see all of that darkness coming through. Again, it feels to me like it defeats the purpose of applying a concealer. And you know, as long as you know what you're getting when you buy this, I think you'll be fine with it. It's just, it has literally very light coverage for a concealer. And if you need it to cover any dark circles, I would not even touch it. I feel like this is just not it. This is not gonna cut it. Okay, so let's move on to a contouring slash bronzer product that I just don't use. And let me say why. So I don't know when I picked this up. I think it was sent in a BoxyCharm, if I'm not mistaken, like a big premium box. I don't know. Anyway, this is the Park Avenue Princess palette, and it has all these different shades in here, which are fantastic. This one on the end is a little bit more shimmery. It seems like every time I use this, I can't get it to blend out. Like, I feel like it gets a little bit patchy when I blend it. So I'm gonna try it again. I need to get some color on this face because I'm looking like a damn ghost that crawled out of the grave. I'm gonna go into angle right here and let's see if I can get this powder to work. I don't like powder contour for this exact reason. Every time I put it on, it just doesn't look near as natural as the cream does. So I don't know. I do not like the way that looks. Like the cream, I can get it to kind of blend and melt into my skin. But for some reason, the powder contour, I don't know. It's just not my friend. Actually, I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to use this brush from Sonia G. This is the Face Pro. It gets like muddy and it doesn't want to blend. Like, I don't know if anybody else has this experience with this palette, but every time I try to use it, I get this like weird line that I cannot get to blend out. And I mean, it's kind of a contour bronzer palette. It's a chisel palette. Chisel means contouring. Plus the shades I think are a little too warm for that, but I just don't like it. It's not my favorite. I'm gonna try to, I don't like it. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Yeah, this foundation is starting to look worse and worse. Like, it's almost like tightening my skin. I don't like how my skin feels with it on. Like, I feel like my skin is really tight. This is gonna be a bad makeup day. This is such a bad makeup day. My face looks really tight in the monitor, but I'm telling you guys right now, take my word for it. I do not lie to you. I've never lied to you and I never will lie to you. My face looks ratchet right now. Like, it does not look good. So next up, I'm going to pull out this. Now, this has not been my favorite product and a lot of people love this. This is from M Cosmetics and this is their liquid blush, basically. This one's in the shade Sunset Sky. It kind of has a weird texture to it. I don't like the formula. I just don't. I'm actually going to just take a sponge and go down in and just softly apply it. What I don't like about it is it kind of has an oily texture to it, and it makes it shiny. So wherever you put it, it doesn't dry down to a natural finish. Wherever you apply it, it makes it shiny. So you can see the difference. Like I haven't put anything on this side. You can see I put some here and it's made my skin shiny. I think the only time that this product would be nice to use is that if you're using like a really light coverage tinted moisturizer and you want a little bit of color on the cheeks, then this would be a nice product to use. But if you're putting it over top of like a full foundation look and you've got, you know, bronzers and contours and all of that, it's gonna make everything look shiny, and it's kind of got a shiny finish to it. So let me blend it out on my hand so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna blend it out. See that shine that it gives? See the shine? That's why I don't like it for the face. Like you can really see all of my discoloration on my cheeks starting to come through, because what happens is, because the product has a shiny base to it, it will lift whatever's underneath it because it has that emollient, a little bit of an emollient. So it's lifting the product from underneath it. And now I've just kind of defeated the purpose of applying anything in this area, because it's like exposing it. The liquid blush, the best way I can describe it is that it almost shears out whatever is underneath it. So I have a couple of different powders here. So I have the Soft Light Blurring Powder from Becca. I don't really like this powder at all. And I also have the Huda Beauty powder. This one is the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. It's in the shade Banana Bread. I don't like this because it's too heavy and too thick for my aging skin. Bottom line, it just is. I think I have used this on camera. I know I haven't used this on camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of this. It is very finely milled, but the packaging is shitty. I'm just gonna say it, you guys. The packaging is trash. It makes a flippin' mess. There's nothing stopping it from coming out. Run my brush through it and just go over top of everything. Oh my gosh, my makeup looks so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing I'm not going anywhere. It's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get done filming. I'm gonna wipe my face off. I'd rather have no makeup on than look like this. That's what you do when you're wearing a full face of products you don't like, you know? It's just what happens. So this is what happens. You dump it down into the lid, but then it gathers up as you're dumping it. It gets all up into here on this part of the base. It makes a flippin' mess, you guys. The biggest, I don't understand who designed this packaging, should be fired. Well, maybe not fired. I don't like firing anybody, but whoever designed the packaging should switch departments because they suck at their job. I am going to spray my face with a little bit of hydration. I'm going to use the Maracuja Miracle Mist from Tarte. I need some like something because I feel like I'm dry and I feel like my skin is pulling. Like, okay, where did the products go? Like, where did all my bronzer go and my blush? And I don't know. It's like I don't even have any makeup on my face. Like, isn't it faded? Is it just me, or has it all faded? Is it just gone once I put powder over top of it? Like, where is the contour product? Like, I put a shit ton of this on. Like, where did it go? It's like gone. Oh, Lord have mercy.
5 minutes later.
So basically what happened was I put some of that powder on and it kind of took all my bronzer and blush and everything away. I just do not recommend any of the products I have used thus far, period. That's the end of the story. And my under eyes look so bad. I gotta turn off the ring light. You guys have got to see how old I look right now. Do you see how every wrinkle is emphasized because of that concealer? You can see this is all very wrinkly and textured and gross. And I'm not going to say that it's all due to the concealer, but it's a combination of the powder, the concealer. It just looks so bad. This makeup that I have applied thus far has aged me by 10 years, period. And that's not being over exaggerating, you guys. Nothing I have applied on my face has made my skin look better. It's made it worse. Shit, I gotta get through this video, bottom line. All right, we're gonna turn the recording light on because, oh my God. Okay, I mean, I'm being really dramatic, but I don't put makeup on to make myself look worse. And all the products I have used have made me look 1,000 times worse, not better. Okay, let's move on to highlighter. This was the highlighter that I hated for the year of 2019. And I'm gonna apply it again and just show you guys how bad it looks. I'm already knee deep in bad. I might as well be waist deep in shit. So this is very, very glittery. As you can see, I just picked up this shade and it's very, very glittery. So I recommend tapping off. And I'm just gonna put some here on my cheek. It's very golden. And it's too glittery. That's the bottom line. It's just too glittery. I'm just not a big fan of it. Okay, we're gonna move on to the eyes. I have a palette here that I like, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. Now, I could say that for the Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona as well, but this one is the NARS Afterglow. And if you go back to that review, I was disappointed in the textures of this palette. Not necessarily the mattes, but the shimmers. And the shimmers are a little bit too glittery and they just don't apply near like the shimmers in the NARS Skin Deep. Like, this is one of the prettiest shimmers from NARS. Now, I like this shade right here. I think this shade is kind of pretty and it has that formula. But like this one down here and like some of these up here, they just missed the mark, I think. So I want to give it a second chance. I want to try it again. I did create 2 looks in that video and I thought maybe I should pull it out and give it another chance. So that's what we're going to do. Now for the eyeliner, I'm going to use this from Makeup Forever. I do not like these eyeliners on the waterline. It's really chalky. Like, that's what I don't like about it. It's really chalky. This transfers down on to my bottom waterline almost immediately. I'm gonna take a Q-tip and like roll it in between my fingers and clean this up. All right, I'm gonna put some here on the base of my lashes. Like I said, it makes a line, like it's really pigmented, and that's the problem. It transfers because it's so pigmented. So just be careful with it. So as you can see, I still have more transferring down. It does it the whole time. It literally makes a mess. I've got it all up into my tear duct. Shouldn't have used it, you guys. I'm already shit deep in this crap, but I shouldn't have used it because look at the mess that it's making on my bottom waterline. And I don't want the black on my waterline on the bottom. This stuff is a freaking mess, you guys. I have it everywhere. Do I need to explain any further why I don't like this eyeliner? I don't think I do, right? I mean, I keep cleaning it and look, it's back again. It's like a never-ending story. So I'm gonna go up on my upper waterline and just kind of remove some of it so it'll just stop transferring. I'm a hot mess, you guys. I look ridiculous. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this video. This is a horrible mess. It's still transferring. For fudgy steaks, I'm about ready to start cussing like crazy right now. All right, I'm gonna go into this palette. I'm gonna grab this shade first. Okay, so I'm gonna go up on my crease with this shade and kind of bring it out. Okay, I'm gonna use this shade right here. Just kind of define the crease a little bit with that. Okay, I'm gonna put this shade, which I wish was more pigmented. It's really a beautiful shade, but it literally has no pigment. I'm gonna use this shade on my lid and freaking hope for the best. It's just not very, it doesn't have very much pigment. That's the problem. It's a really pretty shade, but it's like not really applying anything. Okay, so then I guess I'm just gonna go into the gold. I don't really got much of a choice because I used that orange shade. It's all right, whatever. I'm gonna put the gold over top of it and then kind of like bring it up into the crease. All right, I've grabbed another Q-tip. I'm gonna try to clean up this mess. Okay, I gotta kind of calm down the black because this needs a brown and not a black. I'm gonna take this small pencil brush from Refer. It's the number 3 brush. And I'm gonna go into this dark brown right here. And I'm gonna go over top of the black eyeliner with it and like soften up that black. It needs some brown. It's just too black for this eye look. I'm gonna go over top of that with this coppery brown shade. That's the problem with that eyeliner. You will have the black all day long, all day. You know, how many times have I wiped it with a Q-tip? Like a lot. Now I'm gonna have to clean this up. I'm gonna have to clean up the lower lash line. I've got a lot of fallout right around here. I've got to clean this up. I got to put some eye cream on, let it sit, and then I'm going to put some concealer back over top of it because this is not working out. So I'm going to go off camera for a minute, kind of get this whole remedied, and then I will be right back. Okay, let's get back to this complete shit show. I threw on some lashes. These are just the natural Ardell number 110. They're really pretty, very easy to apply, very, very thin band. These are the type of lashes that don't last very long because they have such a small band. I probably get maybe 2 or 3 wears out of them, but they're really natural, really pretty. I'm gonna put on this lip liner. I do not like the lip liners from It Cosmetics. This is the Waterproof Nude Lip Liner Stain, and I can't get the color to really show up. And I don't think they're all that waterproof, to be quite honest with you. Let's use it again and see what it does. I'm gonna kind of, oh, I wish you guys could see how bad my face looks. Oh God. Like, I have a dry patch. My skin is so dry that I just picked off a piece of my skin. Oh God, this foundation looks ratchet. Oh, it's so bad, you guys. One of the worst foundations. So this is the problem with this lip liner. You have to push really hard because it's like a gel formula and it hardly doesn't come off. It's like, come on. It's like you have to push really, really hard and it's just not.
5 minutes later.
Because you have to push so hard, it's almost really hard to get a good line. It has a sharpener here on the end. But I just don't recommend it. Now, the other product that I don't recommend is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is called their Superstar Lipstick. I have it in the shade Pillow Talk. It retails for $34. One main reason why I don't like this is, number one, right away, the thing doesn't stay down. Mine broke somehow. I don't know exactly how it did, but just from taking it off and putting it back on, but that's not the reason why I don't like it. The main reason why I don't like it is that it doesn't last very long on the lips. So it does give you this really pretty shiny lip, but the problem is you have to reapply it so much that you're gonna run through it very, very fast. So I just personally do not recommend this. I feel like it's way too expensive for, number one, how much product you get, and for number two, how many times you have to reapply it. So I just don't feel like it's worth the $34. It's just too expensive. I like her lipsticks, but it's really pretty when you apply it and you're like, dang, I like that. That looks so pretty. And then you have it on for 10, 15 minutes and it wears off. I think it's just because it's so glossy that it just doesn't last that long. And that's why I feel like there's a lot of products out on the market, even in the drugstore, that's much more affordable, that I feel like are just as good as this. I just do not feel like this is worth a $34 price tag. So that is the reason why this is on my list. And I know a lot of people love this formula, but personally, I just think these are way overpriced for what they are. So that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was not easy to film. I was getting frustrated. I admit it. I was ready to just like freak out. But you know, I was applying a full face of products that I don't like. So of course it was, I knew it was gonna be rough, but damn, that was rough. Anyway, moral of the story is, these are products that I don't like, I don't recommend, and I would not waste your hard-earned money on any of the products I used in today's video. I love you all so, so much. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys right back here next week. I love you all so much. Bye.